Welcome to Dark Crime Story, where we delve into stories of crime, betrayal, and the darkness that lurks beneath ordinary lives. In today's episode, we explore the shocking tale of deception and deadly passion that tore apart the quiet suburban town of Pineville, North Carolina. What started out as a picture-perfect life led to an affair, and ultimately, a brutal murder that no one saw coming. This is the case of Lisa Turner, a respected housewife whose double life became a tragedy that would haunt her community forever. Lisa Turner is a 45-year-old stay-at-home mom living in Pineville, an affluent suburb near Charlotte. On the surface, Lisa has it all. She's deeply involved in her community, organizing fundraisers as a member of the PTA and singing in the church choir every Sunday. Her warm personality and willingness to help others have made her a beloved figure in the neighborhood. But behind her suburban facade, Lisa is struggling with a growing sense of loneliness and dissatisfaction. Little does she know that her desire for excitement and connection will lead her to a much younger man, setting off a chain of events that ends in bloodshed. The 18-year-old son of her neighbor Lisa's secret affair with Jason gave her the thrill she craved. She recorded her feelings and experiences in a hidden diary, expressing the excitement and guilt she felt in her final days. Lisa was torn between her duties as a mother, a wife, and her desire for something more. On the morning of March 21, 2012, Lisa's life came to a tragic end, leaving the Pineville community shocked and saddened. On the morning of March 21, 2012, at approximately 7:30 a.m., Rob Turner had come home early from a business trip to surprise his wife. He had gone to New York City for a meeting with a major client of the bank and had caught an early flight back to Pineville, expecting to find Lisa making breakfast for the children. Instead, Rob walked into a horrifying scene when he walked into the kitchen and found Lisa lying on the floor in a pool of blood. The room was a mess with broken plates and bloodstains on the walls and floor. Lisa had shot and stabbed multiple times. He could have been more shocked. The numbers 3 to Z4 were carved into her stomach. Rob, in a state of complete shock, dropped his suitcase and ran to her. But it was obvious she was gone. Rob immediately called 911. His voice was shaking as he told the dispatcher about the scene he had entered. He kept saying she was gone, she was gone. The dispatcher tried to calm him down and told him to wait for the police to arrive. Rob stayed by Lisa's side, crying and holding her hand, unable to comprehend what had happened. The first police arrived within minutes. Dilla, who was patrolling nearby, responded to the call when she entered the house and saw the scene. She was stunned, but quickly got the situation under control. She led Rob away from the body and secured the area, waiting for the detectives to arrive. Rob Turner was still in shock. He was barely able to speak as the officers tried to question him about the events leading up to his discovery. He kept saying he couldn't believe this was happening and Lisa was gone. Her body, Lisa, was taken to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy. While detectives began their investigation, news of Lisa's murder quickly spread throughout Pineville. Local television stations such as OCTV reported the news, and neighbors gathered outside the Turner home trying to understand how such a terrible thing could happen in their peaceful community. Pineville police arrived quickly after Rob Turner's 911 call on March 21, 2012. Officer Nara Miller, who was patrolling nearby, was the first to arrive on the scene. She found Rob in a state of shock, holding La's hand. Officer Miller immediately cordoned off the area and called for backup officers. Tiana Williams and Officer Mark Vidria, both seasoned investigators, arrived shortly after. Detective Williams, known for his meticulous nature, surveyed the chaotic crime scene. The kitchen was littered with broken plates covered in blood. Lisa had been shot and then stabbed multiple times. The number 304 was carved into her stomach, a gruesome and mysterious detail. Detective Williams and Vidria police began their investigation methodically. They took photos of the crime scene from every angle, documenting the bloodstains, broken objects, and B's body. They used a flashlight to detect hidden traces of blood and collected fingerprints from surfaces such as tabletops and doorknobs. DNA samples were taken from various objects in the hope of finding something that could identify the killer. The brutality of the attack suggested a crime of passion. Detective Williams looked into possible motives. The number carved into Lisa's stomach seemed personal, as if the killer wanted to send a message. They found no signs of forced entry, suggesting that Lisa knew her attacker Rob Turner was taken to the police station for further questioning, still in shock. He struggled to give coherent answers. Detective Williams knew they needed to talk to him carefully. They asked about his recent business trip, his relationship with Lisa, and whether she had any enemies. Rob mentioned his long work hours and their strained marriage, but denied any involvement in her death. The forensics team continued to gather evidence. They found a partially burned piece of paper in the fireplace, containing entries so the discovery file could be read. This added a new layer to the investigation, revealing something that could be the motive behind the murder. The police were also able to canvass the neighborhood, interviewing neighbors and looking for witnesses. Some neighbors mentioned hearing loud noises the night before, but didn't think much of it. Others spoke highly of Lisa and her involvement in the community, expressed shock that such a tragedy could happen. Local news stations like Woo-Sok TV covered the murder, and the community of Pinville was gripped by fear and curiosity. Detective Williams knew they had to solve this case one way quick to bring peace to the neighborhood with justice for Lisa Turner. The first person the police investigated was Rob Turner, Lisa's husband. Rob, 48 years old, is a successful corporate lawyer known for his tough attitude. He worked long hours with big banks, often helping them find legal loopholes that allowed them to evict people from their homes during the Great Recession. This strenuous running created a distance between him and Lisa, even though Rob is very devoted to his family and has no history of violence after discovering Lisa's body. On the morning of March 21, 2012, Rob was in a state of shock. He called 911 immediately and seemed shocked when the police arrived. Detective Tiana Williams and Officer Mark Vidrian knew they needed to question Rob thoroughly. They took him to the police station to give a statement at the station. Rob sat in a small, sterile interrogation room. He was pale and had dark circles under his eyes due to lack of sleep. Detective Williams started with basic questions about his trip to New York City, his relationship with Lisa and her family life. Rob explains that he had been away on business and returned early to surprise Lisa. He describes their marriage as strained, but insists he would never harm her. Rob's response is cooperative, but full of grief. He repeatedly declares his love for Lisa and his grief over her death. He admits that their relationship has been difficult recently due to his long working hours, but he denies any involvement in her murder. Rob's lawyer, a shrewd lawyer, sits next to him to ensure that Rob's rights are protected. Throughout the interrogation, the police also look into Rob's alibi. They verify his flight details and confirm he did indeed go to New York City for a meeting with a major bank. His colleagues and clients back up his story. He provides alibi solid suspect for the time of the murder. Although Rob was cooperative and had a strong alibi, Detective Williams and her team still had to consider him a suspect. The brutality of the crime suggested a personal motive, and since Lisa's husband Rob was a person of interest, however, without any concrete evidence linking him to the scene, the police had to continue their investigation and look at other potential suspects. The next suspect the police investigated was Jason Brace Collins. The 18-year-old son of Lisa's neighbor. Jason had just graduated from high school and was planning on majoring in engineering. He was well liked by the community for his charm and good looks. However, a secret relationship between him and Lisa had recently been discovered, giving a new twist to the investigation. Detective Tiana Williams and Officer Mark Vidria called Jason in for questioning. Jason arrived at the police station with a nervous look on his face. He sat in the interrogation room, fidgeting. The detective started by asking him about his relationship with Lisa. Jason admitted to the affair, but insisted it was consensual and that he loved her. He said that Lisa gave him attention and excitement that he could not find elsewhere. When asked about his whereabouts on the night of March 20th, Jason said that he was at home playing video games. He mentioned specific games such as Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which were popular at the time. However, his alibi was weak. As he was alone and had no one to confirm his story, Jason's behavior during questioning was erratic. At times he was calm, but he also appeared angry and frustrated. When detectives asked him about the relationship, he became defensive, insisting that he would never hurt Lisa. He spoke about their relationship, describing it as passionate but not violent. Police discovered Jason's anxiety. Lisa's explicit love letters and several nude photos of them together further confirmed their relationship. However, they did not find any physical evidence linking Jason to the murder. Neighbors reported seeing Jason acting strangely in the days following Lisa's death. Some said he seemed restless and jumpy. Others said he was less friendly and withdrawn than usual. The police noted these observations, but needed more concrete evidence to make an arrest. The community was shocked by the revelation of the case. The charming boy next door was now a suspect. Detective Williams knew they had to dig deeper into Jason's background and relationship with Lisa to uncover the truth, while Jason's affair with Lisa provided a possible motive. The police still needed more evidence to link him directly to the murder. They continued to investigate despite knowing that solving the case required careful consideration of every details. The third suspect that police are investigating is Paula Brace Collins, a close friend and neighbor of Leah. Paula is 43 years old, a stay-at-home mother who shares almost everything with Lisa. She is also passionate about running the choir at their church. Paula has recently become suspicious of Lisa's behavior for fear that it may affect their friendship and her family. Although she is completely unaware of Lisa's relationship with her son, Jason Detective Tiana Williams and police officer Mark Vidria called Paul in for questioning. Paula arrived at the police station looking worried, but remained calm. In the small interrogation room, Detective Williams asked Paula about her relationship with Lisa. Paula spoke very fondly of Lisa, describing her as a close and confident friend. However, Paula admitted that she had noticed Lisa acting strangely in recent months and was concerned when asked about her whereabouts on the night of March 20th. Paula said she was at home to prepare for an upcoming church event. She mentioned specific tasks, such as decorating and organizing the volunteer list, tasks that she could verify with other church members. Paula's alibi seemed solid, but the detectives continued to press Detective Williams, asked Paula if she knew about Lisa's relationship with Jason. Paula was shocked and appeared very upset. She insisted that she knew nothing about the relationship and that she would never condone such behavior. Her answer seemed sincere, and the detectives noticed her distress. The police then asked Paula if she had any reason to harm Lisa. Paula did not deny everything vehemently. Asserting that she loved Lisa like a sister and would never hurt her became emotional. Tears welled up in her eyes and continued to deny any involvement in Lisa's death to confirm the alibi. Paula's crime detectives interviewed other members of the church. The church choir confirmed, admitted that Paula was working to prepare for church that night. In addition, neighbors reported seeing Paula at home, further solidifying her testimony. Although Paula had a solid alibi, the police still had to consider her a suspect due to her close relationship with both Lisa and Jason. They searched Paula's home for evidence, but found nothing linking her to the murder. The Pinville community was shocked when local news stations, including WSOC-TV, Charlotte's local news leader, covered Paula's interrogation, casting doubt on another pillar of the community. Detective Williams and Officer Vidria continued their investigation, knowing that Paula's strong alibi and lack of evidence made it difficult to link her to the crime. They needed to explore every angle possible to uncover the truth behind the brutal murder of Lisa Turner on the morning of the 25th of March 2012, a breakthrough in the case. The case came to a surprising discovery one sunny day in Pinville, and Detective Tiana Williams received a call from a local resident named Leah Johnson. Leah was walking her dog in a nearby park when she found a small, leather-bound diary partially buried under some bushes. He quickly called the police, thinking it might be related to the recent murder. Detective Williams, Officer Mark Vidria, rushed to the park to retrieve the diary. They carefully placed the diary in an evidence bag and brought it back to the station for examination. The diary turned out to be an illegible copy of Lisa Turner's secret diary, which contained detailed and vivid entries about her relationship with Jason Brace Collins, as well as her thoughts and feelings about her marriage and her feelings of loneliness. Diary entries reveal that Lisa planned to end her relationship with Jason, feeling guilty for betraying her family and wanting to focus on interrogation. They confront him with diary entries. Hoping to get a reaction, Jason initially denies everything. But when confronted with detailed descriptions of their relationship, he breaks down. He admits to falling in love with Lee, feeling devastated when she wants to end things. Detective Williams notices that Jason's behavior is erratic and decides to have him undergo a psychological evaluation. The results indicate that Jason may be suffering from undiagnosed bipolar disorder, which could explain his extreme reactions and mood swings. This information adds a new layer to the investigation, suggesting that Jason's mental state may have played a role in the case. The Pinville community is desperate for answers, and the pressure on the police to solve the case is mounting. Detective Williams and her team continue to piece the evidence together, knowing that they are getting closer to discovering the truth behind Lisa Turner's tragic death. Hello everyone, all true case solvers interested in more real-life murder mysteries. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. And you have any thoughts on this case or have your own case you would like us to investigate? Leave us a comment. Stay safe. True case solvers. On March 26, 2012, police made a breakthrough in the case after reviewing Lisa Turner's diary and conducting a psychological evaluation of Jason Brace Collins. The evidence clearly pointed to him as the prime suspect. Detective Tiana Williams and police officer Mark Griot decided it was time to formally arrest 18-year-old Jason Case Bruce Collins, known for his charm and good looks, but the investigation revealed a darker side. Cass was deeply in love with Lisa, and when she tried to end their relationship, he couldn't handle the fact that he was not diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which may have contributed to his reaction. His extreme reaction, Jason became possessive and obsessed with Lisa, and the thought of losing her sent him into a rage. The murder occurred on the night of March 20th. Jason went to the Turner house to have sex, knowing Rob was away on business. Lisa let him into the house with the intention of ending the relationship. An argument quickly escalated. Jason was overwhelmed by his emotions shot. Lisa then stabbed her multiple times. The number 304 carved into her stomach was the final act of twisted control. On the morning of March 26th, around 10 a.m., the police arrived at the Brace Collins house to arrest Jason. Detective Williams led the team. They knocked on the door, and Paula Brace Collins answered. He was shocked to see the police. Jason was inside, and upon seeing the police, he attempted to flee but was quickly arrested. Jason's reaction to the arrest was a mixture of surprise and resignation. He did not resist, but appeared defeated, knowing that his actions had cost him his life. He was handcuffed and taken to the police station during the ride, silently staring ahead. News of Jason's arrest spread quickly throughout Pinville. Local television stations, including WSOC-TV, reported the development. The community was shocked, especially those who knew Jason as the charming boy next door. The Turner family, grieving over Lisa's death, expressed relief that the killer had been caught. They were grateful to the police for their hard work, but still struggled with their loss at the police station. Jason was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. He confessed to the crime during questioning, detailing how his love for Lisa turned into an uncontrollable obsession. He admitted that when Lisa tried to break up with him, he flew into a rage and killed her. Jason's arrest brought closure to the community, but the pain of losing Lisa Turner was still there. Her family and friends have tried to move on, but the memories of that tragic night are still fresh in their minds. The trial of Jason Brace Collins began on July 15, 2012, in the Mecklenburg County Courthouse. The courtroom was packed with members of the Pineville community, including Lisa Turner's family and friends. The prosecution was led by District Attorney Leek CTZ, a 50-year veteran attorney known for her tough stance on violent crime. Leah presented a powerful case detailing how Jason's obsession with Lisa drove him to commit murder. Leah Castro, ITZ, described the brutal nature of the crime, emphasizing the shooting and stabbing, as well as the number 304 carved into Lisa's stomach. She brought in forensic experts to explain the evidence collected at the scene. The crime scene had DNA and fingerprints that linked Jason to the case. She also presented entries from Lisa's diary that documented her relationship with Jason and how her plan unfolded. Defense attorney Richard Blake is a 45-year-old lawyer. Known for his calm and methodical approach, he argued that Jason's undiagnosed bipolar disorder played a significant role in his actions. Richard called medical experts to testify about Jason's mental state, explaining that his condition could have caused him to lose control. He also emphasized that Jason was young and had no criminal record, which showed that he deserved leniency throughout the trial. Lisa Turner's family watched with heavy hearts. Her husband Rob and children, Carmel and the militia, often broke down in tears as they heard the details of her murder. Community members attending the trial expressed their support for the Turner family, hoping that justice would be served after weeks of testimony and deliberation. The jury returned its verdict on August 12, 2012. Jason Brace Collins was convicted of first-degree murder. The judge sentenced him to life in prison without parole. The courtroom fell silent as the verdict was read, and Jason showed little emotion, accepting his fate. With a blank stare, the verdict has brought a sense of closure to Leah's family and friends, but the pain of her loss remains. They believe the punishment is just the brutality of the crime and the impact it had on their lives. The Pineville community feels both relief and sadness, knowing that justice has been served, but they have lost a valued member of the community. Local news stations, such as LCTV, have covered the trial extensively, highlighting the Turner family's emotional journey, and the community's reaction to the verdict. The trial and its outcome have been discussed in homes, schools, and churches as people try to make sense of the tragedy that has rocked their quiet suburb. After the trial of Jason Brace Collins ended, life in Pineville began to slowly return to normal, but the scars from Lisa Turner's murder still haunt the Turner family. The verdict has brought a sense of closure, knowing that Jason will have to spend the rest of his life behind bars for taking Lisa from them. Rod Turner focuses on building their lives and support their children. Carmel and Militia grappled with the loss of their mother. The community rallied around the Turner family, providing support and comfort in a variety of ways. Neighbors organized food drives and childcare assistance, which eased the burden on Rob. As he adjusted to being a single parent, the local church where Lisa was an active member held a memorial service in her honor, celebrating her life and the impact she had on others, while Paula Brace Collins faced her own challenges as Jason's mother and Lisa's best friend. Paula was devastated by the betrayal, and after losing both her son and her best friend, she withdrew from church activities and community events, choosing instead to focus on supporting Jason through letters and occasional prison visits. Jason is currently incarcerated at Central Prison in Raleigh, North Carolina. He has adapted to life behind bars, receiving counseling and taking medication for his bipolar disorder to try to control his condition while serving his sentence. Although he has expressed remorse for his actions, Jason understands the gravity of his crimes and the impact they have had on Lisa's family and the community. The Pineville community remains vigilant but is beginning to move forward, honoring the memory of Lisa Turner while looking forward to brighter days. The tragic events of March 2012 left an indelible mark, but through unity and resilience, Pineville continues to be a tight-knit suburb where neighbors support each other through challenges. The truth of life. Thank you for joining us for this episode of True Crime, the story of Lisa Turner, a reminder of the hidden struggles and dangerous secrets that can lie beneath the surface of even the most perfect lives.